Hi everyone, I'm Holly and I'm here to talk to you today about what we in the children's entertainment industry can do to make a difference to the lives of young refugees. I'm not here to preach to you or beg you for your money, but of course money is always welcome, but I'm just here to inform you and talk to you about what I've been doing with KEPYR and why we've been doing it. So I first started working in children's entertainment about 3 years ago. I started working in development and then I joined the team on Thomas & Friends last year. And I do think in production it's really easy to lose yourself in just the day-to-day life of production and sometimes lose a little bit of why we're all doing this and who we're doing it for. And I like to think we're pretty good people in this business. No one really gets into this industry to get rich. We tend to do it because we love it, and that's one of the reasons why I'm so happy to be a part of it. I feel like it's not surprising when we're working, thinking of children all the time, that the idea of childhood is sort of constantly at the back of our minds. And since working in kids' TV, I've really felt like a pull to do something for the children of the world that maybe aren't as fortunate as others, to do a bit more than just make them something great to watch on TV. So the feeling of wanting to do more escalated a bit, and we ended up doing some really amazing things with some London charities. Some of us ran a half marathon last year to raise money for a charity called Spread a Smile, who entertain sick kids in hospital. We donated gifts, we did fundraising around our office, and we also raised money for the Grenfell Tower Nursery. And there's no feeling quite like it when you achieve not only a personal goal, like running 13 miles, but you also are doing it for such a good cause. So that leads me on to how I got involved with KEPYR and how KEPYR came about. So KEPYR was formed by a group of children's entertainment professionals led by a man called Grant Moran, who's a writer. And this group of professionals found the explosion of the child refugee crisis particularly painful to watch unfold in the media. I think we all feel like we have a very special relationship to the children of this world, and our work entertains and educates them, and in return they are our inspiration every single day. In normal times, our responsibility to the children of this world is just to do our best work for them every single day. But unfortunately, these aren't normal times, and we all believe that the times are calling upon us to do a bit more. So when the refugee crisis unfolded, people's hearts were breaking at the recurring images in the media of dead, injured, or traumatized children being washed up on beaches, detained in shipping containers, or scrambling to survive in makeshift refugee camps. And the severity of this and the fact that this was really happening all over the world made us as a group sort of want to act and to simply just do something. And what we soon realised was our small community was actually part of a much larger community of kindred spirits within this industry, and that if we could come together with our colleagues around the world and invite them to join with us in a united action, we might actually be able to make a bit of a difference. So we started an online fundraising campaign via CrowdRise to raise money for UNICEF. We planned our fundraiser to take place over World Refugee Day. And for the first time, we were bringing together animators, voice artists, writers, studio execs, people all over our industry. And we were asking them to come together and make a donation to UNICEF all at the same time. So anyone can go and make a donation to UNICEF whenever they like. But there's something really special about watching your $50 donation combined with everyone else's grow and grow and grow. And that's the big money, is when you can actually see it making a real difference. So my role in the KEPYR fundraiser has been involved part of the social media campaign. So we ran a large campaign on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and reaching out via email to our colleagues and friends around the world. And this is a real global issue, the refugee crisis. So we wanted to highlight that by reaching out to our colleagues, because this is a global industry, it's affecting people all around the world. So bringing everyone together around the world was so important to us. So, just to give a bit of background on how bad the refugee crisis actually is, people tend to just think of Syria when they think of refugees, But on this map, which is from the UNICEF website, it shows you these large circles that show where people all around the world have been forcibly displaced. So that means they've been forced out of their homes. And I think you can see from this how much of a global issue it really is. Around the world, 50 million children have been forcibly displaced and have crossed their borders of their home country. And more than half of these children fled insecurity and violence. So 1 in 200 children is a refugee. They may be labelled as refugees, migrants, asylum seekers, but first and foremost, they are children. They're children no matter where they come from, wherever they are, whoever they are, and with absolutely no exception. They bear no responsibility to the circumstances driving them from their homes, but they are, however, always the first to be affected by war, climate change, and poverty. There are, of course, many fantastic organisations that are working to address the refugee crisis. We found UNICEF to be a perfect fit for us because of its specific focus on children and their needs. They've helped save more children's lives than any other humanitarian organisation. For those of you who don't know, they provide healthcare, immunisations, sanitation, nutrition and education, clean water, emergency relief and more. They're not always just there in an emergency. They're there. They have a constant presence in most countries around the world. They're there all the time to support these kids. So right now, this is where KEPYR comes in. So what UNICEF need most is money. And UNICEF are the people that know who needs the money, where they need it, and in what priority. So this is why our main goal for the last 2 years of running this campaign is to raise as much money as we can for them. So I think the question a lot of us have felt during this refugee crisis is, what can I do? How can I help? I feel completely helpless. And it's really easy to look around and see other people raising money for charities or doing things to help and just think that it's sort of someone else's job. But at the end of the day, it's, we're all human beings and everyone can do a little something to make a real difference. And in terms of what's next for KEPYR and our sort of aims for the future is we want to be the place where the people in this industry congregate each World Refugee Day and as a community of kindred spirits to take a positive action and raise money for UNICEF. We'd love to look in the future to explore ways other than fundraising in which our community can actually help serve UNICEF's efforts as well. It's honestly been an absolute joy to be a part of this campaign. I'm the only member of the team who are based in the UK. We have quite a global team as well. It's given me a lot of faith, actually, in the industry and our community. And actually, I do think that we've done a wonderful thing. And if we can continue to inform each other, our colleagues, our family, our friends, of the scale of the problem, both geographically and numerically, that people will really respond. So far this year, we've raised over $25,000 for UNICEF. There's still time to take part in this year's fundraiser. Please feel free to check out our website and us on social media. And what I just want to leave you with today is a question for how you in this room and in this community can take your experience, your ideas, your contacts, your expertise, and what can you do with that to personally make a difference to the lives of young refugees all around the world? Thank you.